Welcome to the Weekday Report for Tuesday, July 2nd. I'm Joe Potente. Here's a brief look at the news. Police say the woman shot dead Saturday at Shenanigans on 52nd Street was caught in gunfire meant for someone else. The alleged shooter, 24-year-old Kenosha resident M.L. Dale, made his initial appearance in court Tuesday, where his bond was set at $500,000 cash. A witness told police Dale was outside of the bar about 12:30 a.m. Saturday when a group of men confronted him about a 2007 incident in which a person was shot at a bus stop. The criminal complaint says Dale later entered the bar and pulled a gun. The gun jammed, which gave Dale's target time to hide behind a pool table. Shots were then fired, and 31-year-old Terriana Cecil of Gurnee, Illinois, was shot in the head. She was pronounced dead at the hospital shortly thereafter. Crews at Southport Marina will take the next few days to fix a dock that was damaged by this week's storms. High winds sent waves crashing over the breakwater Monday at the marina. The waves dislodged a dock, sending boats careening into each other. No significant damage to boats was reported. The marina is working to relocate boats from the damaged dock so it can be repaired and set in place. The dock should reopen next week, the marina said. The Kenosha Police and Fire Commission began hearing testimony this morning from witnesses in a termination hearing for a city police officer. Casey Apker is fighting his termination from the department. Chief John Morrissey reported Apker's conduct, including a confrontation with a citizen, inappropriate discussions with a female officer, and responding to calls outside his patrol area, went against department policies and expectations. Apker's attorney said the termination isn't based on violations, but rather that the chief was uncomfortable with having him on the force after resolving an earlier issue through a lengthy suspension. The hearing is expected to continue over the next several days. Kenosha Unified School Board President Tamara Coleman said she hopes to announce the district's choice for superintendent by next week. Coleman said the board is trying to schedule a special meeting on the issue. The three finalists are Unified Assistant Superintendents Sue Savaglio-Jarvis and Floyd Williams, Jr., and Julie Beddow-Schubert, an Assistant Professor of Education at Winona State University in Minnesota. Authorities are warning of a hazard for swimmers in Kenosha County lakes. Jill Roselle has the story.
Blue-green algae blooms like this one in Hooker Lake are forming on area lakes and ponds. Swimming in or even coming in contact with this algae can cause illness in both humans and pets, the State Department of Natural Resources warns. The most commonly reported symptoms of exposure to blue-green algae include rashes, gastrointestinal ailments, and respiratory irritation. If you or your pet do come in contact with this algae, it is recommended you rinse with clean water immediately. For the Kenosha News, this is Jill Roselle.
What's trending today? Illegal backyard fireworks shows will undoubtedly abound over the 4th of July weekend. Would you like to see more aggressive police enforcement of these noisy celebrations, or do you enjoy the informal displays in your neighborhood? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next is David Marin with a sports take.
Tradition continued. I'm Kenosha News sports editor David Marin, and this is a sports take. The Kenosha Kingfish have upheld the legacy of bringing some pretty big baseball names to town. Back in the day, the likes of the retired Satchel Paige, Bob Feller, and Warren Spahn came to Kenosha, mostly in conjunction with the Kenosha Twins. The Kingfish started early snaring a familiar name when they tabbed former big leaguer Duffy Dyer, a member of the 1969 Amazin' Mets among other things, as their skipper. Last weekend, the Fish reeled in former White Sox shortstop and World Series manager Ozzie Guillen and Hall of Fame pitcher Ferguson Jenkins, a Cubs legend, for appearances at Simmons Field. This is a great way to further interest in the Kingfish and baseball in general in Kenosha, and I hope it keeps up. I'm Kenosha News sports editor David Marin, and that's a sports take.
Thanks, Dave. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. Rachel Schaff will have a preview of this year's Four Seasons Secret Garden Walk. Check it out on Thursday's homepage. And Melinda Ticklar visits Princess Camp in the latest installment of our Summer Fun for Kids series. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Joe Potente with the Weekday Report.